go round. In the fantasy, what happened? Will it stop turning? Let's find out. Stealth QE for the banks. Rates need to stay high. Changing the CPI data, insist it ain't a lie. Misdirection by the media, keep everyone in line. Get yourself another loan, everything will be just fine. Oops, tax increase. Peasants, how do you feel? Cost of living still okay, or can't afford your meal? Oops, credit delinquencies reach for the sky. Don't you dare to stop and think that this cake might be just work 3 part-time jobs on benefits. Try to make ends meet. You don't need a steady one to buy that mansion down the street. Some buy mortgages in a CD, or pension funds will gobble up. And when the housing market does implode, bailouts will hit like a truck. Oops, tax increase. Peasants, how do you feel? Cost of living still okay, or can't afford your meal? Oops, credit delinquencies reaching for the sky. Don't you dare to stop and think this cake might be a lie. No lie. Let's rationalize rampant shoplifting, make skin color a perk. Blocking all streets for climate change, people can't get to work. Endorse mostly peaceful protests, expecting shops to stay. Won't let you cry about the prices when they eventually move away. All the banks are safe and sound, nothing will go wrong. Jobs gotta looking mighty fine, economy holding strong. Stocks going up while producing less, putting on a show. All but 3 companies in the S&P, thanks for the carry, bro. Oops, tax increase. Peasants, how do you feel? Cost of living still okay, or can't afford your meal? Oops, credit delinquencies reaching for the sky. Don't you dare to stop and think this cake might be a lie. No lie. Camel Crew, don't get fooled, there's some crazy times ahead. Best to stay indoors for a while and focus on the windows instead. Stock up on supplies, tell your close ones to do the same. Touch grass when in doubt, put your hands up and put the future in a frame. Oops, tax increase. Peasants, how do you feel? Cost of living still okay, or can't afford your meal? Oops, credit delinquencies.
Oh dear. Hello, and welcome to the 40k subs live stream party. So a massive thank you to everyone for being here. Let's turn this chat on a minute. I still don't know what I'm doing. It's the same every time, isn't it? Yeah. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for supporting. Thank you for subscribing. It took a very long time to go from 39k to 40k. Like literally month. What is this? Matrix attack. All right, yeah, we started to average something like 20 to 30 subs a month, and that persisted for literally ages, and we're now back up. It's been ramping back up. We're around 550 subs in the last 28 days. So momentum is returning, interest is returning, and hopefully a bunch of people are here to try and find some lows. But today is not really about that, to be honest with you. Today is much more about just saying thank you for the support. I've got a bunch of free stuff to give away, so we'll go through that in a minute. First of all, early bird gets the worm. So here's a code for some free stuff, and it will only work for the first person that manages to cash it out, but we'll do a few more. Someone's saying laggy. Is it definitely laggy, or was that just a short-term glitch? I don't know. Let me know. I can see a bunch of people in here, so that's great. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. What's up, Jeff? The rum's kicking in already. It's way too early for drinking, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, UFO crack pipery undoubtedly will do that. If you do manage to win some free merch, post it on Twitter or something. I'd appreciate that. Yeah, 40k subs, green candle. We are here. We are here. So hopefully by the end of this next cycle, we could be at 100k, maybe. And then I would literally have achieved everything I wanted to achieve in my life, to be honest. I just want that 100k plaque. That's all I really want. But I want to continue to do it the way we've been doing it, which is have a high quality audience rather than just, I don't want it to be one of those channels where we have 100k subs and we average 300 views per video. I want to keep the ratio that we've got at the moment. So that's really good. And when I look at the statistics as well on the channel and the analytics, I can see that there are 40k individual viewers that regularly watch the channel. It's just not every one of them watches every day. So that is really, really unheard of in this space, if I do say so myself. Most people manage to ramp their subs up really high, but their audience gets wrecked and leaves. So it feels really good to know that we have built a high quality community here, and I'm extremely proud of that. Let's run through a couple of things and then I'll head into the chat. So what have we got here? Oh yeah, in case Bitcoin fails, okay, the male urge to sail the seas, drinking rum and hunting for treasure is something that I have battled with my whole life. So if for some reason we left translate to a lower high and then fail the 4-year cycle going forward, okay, this is going to be a much more serious thing in case you missed it. So stay tuned for some announcement there. I have generated a bunch of these, okay? So throughout the stream, we'll just throw these away into the chat, and then the first person to click and redeem them will get a free piece of merch. I've also decided that anyone that wants a PDF can have a PDF just by asking for one. And I've spoken to the Indicator team, and we are going to give away 2 annual packages for the Indicator completely free. Now, I've put with a catch kinda here because we are very late stages in migrating the site across at the moment to a whole new system, and the new site is going to be way, way, way better. It's going to enable us to build way more things on top of it. It looks more professional and all of this kind of stuff. So if you're currently a user of the website or the Indicator, in the not too distant future, I suspect somewhere in the 2-week kind of neighborhood, you'll get an email to migrate you over to the new system. And the new system is going to use Stripe, so there's no more of these problems with Razorpay or PayPal that a bunch of people have had. There's no more locations around the world that won't be able to use it and that kind of thing. And then for the inconvenience of having to click a link and transfer across to the new site, we're going to give everyone 1 month free. So if you want to claim that 1 month, all you got to do is follow the email that should arrive in your inbox in the next couple of weeks. Other than that, things should just get smoother and smoother, and the quality should just hopefully continue to increase. We've got backtested data coming very soon. We just got to first get this migration done with first. So we are going to give away 2 annual packages for the Indicator, but you're not going to be able to claim them until the migration is done. Okay, so how that will work is once we've picked the winners for these, then you will have to wait probably 2 weeks, and then I will email you a code and you'll be able to have it for free completely. Okay, if you're already a user, we will just add a year on for free to your current package. Okay, so that's that. The lifetime packages with a big discount, a one-time discount, are going to be coming as well once we've migrated the site across. So you will, for the last time in history, be able to claim a lifetime package, and that lifetime package will be massively discounted for the early adopters, and then going forward you will still be able to get the lifetime package, but it will be significantly more expensive. So plenty of good things come into the space, and we'll give these away on the replay crew, I think, to make it fair, because about a third of the viewers are in the same time zone as me, and then it's roughly a third is in the US and roughly a third is in Australia. So to make it fair, to give these 2 away, since they're the high ticket prizes, I'll get you guys to comment something like Indicator on the replay video, and that's how we'll do it, I think. But in the meantime, we'll give away a bunch of this stuff. Like I said, if anyone wants a PDF, just ask me. Or in fact, don't even ask me. Just go to the homepage of the channel, click the About tab, grab my email address, email me, and I will send you a PDF. I think last time I gave away something like 2.5 grand's worth. So yeah, let's do that, see how many we can get. What else? I guess that's pretty much it. The rest of this is going to be hanging out, daytime drinking. We might talk about some aliens. We'll see what happens. So I'll head into this chat and see what's going on. So yeah, I can see a load of purple camels as well. By the way, for anyone that doesn't know, the yellowy orange camels with the little numbers next to them signifies how many months Camel Crew members have been a member for. And then when it gets to purple, that means you have been here for a full year. There are even a few white camels now, which is 2 years in the level 3 member section, which is pretty wild. What is that, a purple camel? It is indeed, Winston. So thank you for being here at least 12 months. Rate cuts incoming. Maybe, maybe not. The bond market needs to figure out whether or not it's actually going to top. We'll see about that. Yeah, as for the UFO crack pipery, did anyone see the psychic that was predicting some players would be what's the word? Abducted? Is that the word? You can you can tell since I've had a kid I can't handle my drink anymore. Yeah, there was that whole thing about the Brazil-Scotland game and some players getting taken by some UFOs. Now, I did watch the game. We didn't see that materialize, but I did think it was pretty interesting because there was a film that came out in 2021, which I think was called War Against Tomorrow. Yeah, I think it's this. And in that, there is a scene where football. Yeah, in here somewhere, there's a scene where Brazil was playing in the World Cup against a team in blue, right? And then like this portal opens and through come humans from the future. And I was like, maybe, just maybe. So is it going to be Brazil, Croatia? I don't know. We're probably reaching a little bit here. Things seem to be ramping up. Something else that kind of aligned with this is, you guys know that Cliff High guy? Cliff High. This guy, he built a language model bot. Here he is. Designed to scrape language in chat rooms, Reddit boards, that kind of thing on the internet. And the theory is that everyone is psychic and our language leaks, kind of psychic phenomena, right? So he built this bot that scrapes all the language and it looks for clues as to things that are going to present in the future. And he's actually had remarkable success with this. But the limitation is, for example, with Trump, his model predicted that Trump would win the office for the second time. But at the time it predicted it, he hadn't even been president the first time. So he was like, this doesn't make sense. I must be interpreting it wrong. And as it turned out, it was just that it was so far into the future, we hadn't even seen Trump take office for the first time yet. So it's things like that make it kind of open to interpretation. But a while ago, he was talking about UFOs being more present in the sky around the sort of time that we've been seeing the increase in orbs and stuff like that. And most importantly, something that jumped out at me when I saw that whole psychic thing about the UFOs land on the football pitch was about a year and a half ago, he was saying that he thinks the big reveal will come in the middle of some massive sporting event. And he actually said he thinks it might be the Super Bowl and like they would land there at halftime or something like that. But again, it's hard to interpret the data because a lot of words that come up are not yet in the kind of common lexicon, so to speak. So yeah, but that jumped out at me. I was like, wow, he's calling for this to happen, and then some psychic said it's going to happen, and then there's that clip from the film that came out in 2021. So I don't know if this World Cup is going to end with a bang. We're going to find out, I guess. So yeah, I don't know. That's a little bit of introductory crack pipery for now. I think what I'm going to do is just hop into the chat and read some comments, and we'll see. You say you just paid your yearly sub yesterday. Yeah, if you did, bro, then like I say, you can still win the prize. We will just add it to your, so you'll get next year for free, basically. I can see some super chats coming in. Let's take a look at this. Big bro Camel, you're contrarian partly because you go against the masses, but to me, you're growing too fast. I think it's synchronicity. Yeah, no, I think we're good, bro. I think we're good. Your reputation will outgrow you. You'll become a shadow of yourself. Of course, we love you. Congratulations, don't mind me. All right, is it back now? How long was it out for? How much did you miss? Are we back? Please tell me we're back. It looks like we're back on my end. Yes, we're back. Okay, how much did you miss? Where did we get to? Because someone tell me the last thing we heard. Please don't tell me I have to repeat all of that. 1 to 2 minutes. Why is it always like this? The amount of Matrix attacks, I'm starting to think I'm attracting them into my own reality. Yeah, I know. I can't help it. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. For goodness sake. Everything. You missed everything. Okay. Are we going to go back? Let's go back. Let's go back. So I won't repeat myself too much, but I was saying, what was I saying? I don't even know. Let's open some new tabs. I was saying this guy built a language model, okay, that's designed to scrape the internet. And he was predicting 24 months ago that the big reveal for UFOs would be during some kind of sporting event. Now, he thinks it would be during the halftime at the Super Bowl. That was his kind of guess based on the data at the time. And I was saying that stuck out in my mind when I heard this psychic was talking about UFOs hitting the World Cup to abduct. Is that the word? Abduct. What is wrong with my brain today? Some players, right? And then I was also drawing parallels to this movie that came out, The Tomorrow War, in 2021, where Brazil was playing a team in blue and some players didn't get abducted, so to speak, but they got some UFO type phenomena occurred during that. So, yeah, it's kind of weird, but the Matrix attacks have been so crazy. Like, you wouldn't believe them. The 4G stopped working in my house, but then the moment I stepped outside of it, I had 4G again. So there's been a couple of days where I couldn't upload videos for hours at a time because for some reason the 4G only inside of my house wasn't working. Like, go figure. That, by the way, this has never happened in all the time I've lived here. Not once before have I ever just lost internet only in my house. It's not like the connection is normally wobbly or anything like that. Just for some reason, that's how it was. So, who knows, man? Norway has a blue shirt. Yeah, Croatia. I haven't been following it enough to know who's in and out at the moment. The only thing I really know is England is next playing at 1 a.m. So I'm definitely not staying up to watch that since all of the games are 0-0 or 1-1. Why not 5G? I don't know. I don't have it. Maybe it's an area thing. I do live in the middle of nowhere. Would you volunteer to be abducted? Nah, probably not. Could you give me your theory on SWC? What, Smarter Web Company? Yeah, I mean, my theory was, as per their video the other day, that it's probably completing a fast-forwarded hyperwave. And what happened here? Why is this always happening to me? Yeah, the theory is that it should maybe form a base in here and then break out later in the year. And then we should probably, hopefully, be able to get new highs if it's a funky hyperwave. But it doesn't really qualify because it's a bit fast-forwarded. It's not on the weekly time frame. It all happened really fast. It is mirroring a hyperwave structure, but it's not really technically a hyperwave because they need to be on the weekly time frame. So it's a pretty unique chart. I've only really seen this in meme coins before. Greetings from Area 51. Some bull market dope today. Maybe. I don't know. Approaching the 4-year cycle bottom for my ISP. Yeah, I know. It's really bad. Once this move is done, and we're very nearly moved now, we're, I think, hopefully just a few weeks away, then I have got fiber optic broadband and a couple of fail safes now, because this whole experience has taught me to have fail safes. So we shouldn't really encounter any more internet problems going forward. But people are always guessing, oh, Wales is a new one. People normally say, what was it, Skegness and Clacton-on-Sea. Oh, goodness me, it's way too early for that. Ugh. Okay. Why didn't you just get Starlink? I don't know, because I don't want Starlink. I'm not even sure how you would go about it. You have to buy some sort of terminal or whatever. It was easier just to ring my ISP and say, give me unlimited data on my phone and hotspot it from there. If we want, should we join level 3 now or wait 2 weeks after the update? Level 3 is separate from the website. They're two different things. Can gold pull up from here? 3,500 on the cards. It can do whatever it wants. I kind of think it's going to continue to follow my yellow squiggle. We'll see about that. Can you please share your email for the PDF? Just go to the channel homepage, click the About tab, and then it's in there. Not using the indicators and blindly copying your orders. That's fine. You do you, bro. Why do you think it can go high? CEO. No, literally just from the chart. From the chart, it is setting up a funky hyperwave. So if it's a true hyperwave, it will return to phase 1, which is like $5. But it's built a very nice base here, significantly higher up, right? And normally what that means is it can do this thereafter, which is repeat this whole structure, but from higher up. That's just hyperwave theory. So I'm basing it on that. I'm not saying it will happen, right? And, you know, it could do this indefinitely, remember. It could just trade sideways in a range forever before ultimately going to zero or never breaking out. But if it breaks the top of the range, then that is a buy signal, which in theory opens up new highs, which is pretty stellar performance, right? Even from like a little bit above the range break, we're still probably in the 10x neighborhood, assuming it plays, but it is literally nothing more than a technical pattern. Starlink is easy. You underestimate my dislike for Elon, to be fair, mate. I'm not a big fan of that guy, to tell you the truth. So yeah, I don't really want anything to do with Starlink or any of his stuff, really. Getting spammed here. Have I done some research on the company? Bro, who do you think I am? Who does research on a company? Not me, okay? I'm a technician. I'm a technical trader. Charts above everything else. Cycles in control. Everything else is narrative. And by the way, I came to that conclusion because I came from a background of reading balance sheets. And I got really fed up with, after spending so much time on balance sheets and learning ratios and valuations and everything else, right? And making projections and all this kind of stuff. I got so fed up of getting that right, and let's say you get a big earnings beat, and the stock trades down anyway, right? Or the inverse. So like, okay, I know they're going to miss, I know it's going to be bad, and then the stock bottoms and moves higher on bad earnings. And I got so fed up with this that I was like, this game is rigged. And then I realized it's actually not the balance sheet or the earnings or the revenue or the fundamentals that drive the company. It's the cycles. And that is why I don't bother with fundamentals anymore. To each their own, right? If you want to do it to give yourself a bit of, belt and braces, by all means do so. But what I have learned in all the years I've been doing this is that the cycles matter and the fundamentals don't. What's the best to join for live trades? That would be level 3 members on YouTube. Is Hood in wave 6? Phase 6 hyperwave. I don't believe this is a hyperwave. I believe this is just a parabolic blow off top, right? So all hyperwaves are parabolic blow off tops, but not all parabolic blow off tops are hyperwaves. And I don't think this qualifies as a hyperwave. So we can't treat it as such. Thank you, Julius. I appreciate it. So if you don't like Elon, let's be honest, I'm neutral Elon, okay? Like I don't hate the guy. I'm not going to waste my energy hating someone I don't know and have never met, but I'm not counting on him to be my pseudo father figure to take us to a new and prosperous future, right? There's a lot of things he does that are impressive, don't get me wrong, and I respect his grind. I respect the things he has done as a businessman and his contributions to the world. I'm not trying to be a hater like that and say that I can't acknowledge those things. And it is impossible to me that he can run so many companies and tweet every 5 minutes. Like, that just doesn't make sense. I don't know how. He must have a time machine or some kind of device that enables him to multiply his time, because there's just not enough hours in the day to do all the things he does, right? Maybe he's got a few clones of himself. I don't know how he does it, but it doesn't make any sense, right? So I'm not hating on him in the sense that I don't respect the grind and the effort and the contributions to humanity, but he is a eugenicist and I just don't trust him. But it's nothing personal for Elon. I don't trust anyone, really. yeah, the brain chip is weird. Okay, the electric cars thing is weird. The Henry Adams curve is, I've shown it a bunch of times, but it's kind of like we should be burning more energy per capita, right? In line with the Henry Adams curve. And all this electric car nonsense is kind of like, yeah, we're trying to save the environment, electric cars are better and whatever. But it's not really true, because we just, instead of burning fossil fuels, now we're sacrificing children in like lithium and cobalt mines, right? Like it's kind of a weird thing. There's just a lot. I don't know, man. It's just not for me. Okay, it's not for me. But yeah, I'm kind of neutral. I just don't want a chip in my brain, and I don't think other people should do it. I'm inherently distrusting, right? Like maybe he actually really does want something positive for the future, but the chip in the brain thing to me just seems weird. It seems super, super weird. It always people that can't walk again, or we're going to be able to cure this disease that's horrible and lots of people, you know, suffer from. It always comes under that. But like, if you look at just the pattern of humanity and how the whole world works, right? All they do is farm data all the time and try to control your thoughts. And the paranoia in me just says these chips are not going to be everything they say they are. Right? They're probably going to have some weird, like, I don't know, some weird darkness to them. But maybe I'm a Luddite. There's also definitely possible. Who commented ketamine as a single word? What does that have to do with anything? All the PayPal mafia. Yeah, there's that too, right? There's that too. Actually, that would be a good little thing. Where's the one I'm thinking of? Will we find it? I'm always so bad at retrieving things in real time. But there's this photo of them. Is that them there? I'm not sure. It's like this photo of fraternity type thing when they're all at university, and then you look at who's contained within it, and they're all like the CEOs of these big companies. And you think, what are the odds, right? What are the odds that all of these guys came from the same little group, the same fraternity or whatever it's called? Yeah, that's a rabbit hole you guys can go down in your own time. Has a personal assistant that posts on social media? Yeah, entirely possible, right? But that still doesn't explain how he manages to be the CEO of all of those companies and do all the things he does. And be the father of 11 children and battle the court cases for his 11 baby mamas, right? And appear on like podcasts and interviews and all this stuff. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. I feel like any other CEO is already drowning from not having any time, right? And then he has that multiplied by 5 or 6 or 7 companies. I don't know, man. Elon is an agent of the Matrix. He could be, or he could be an alien from the future, which he has tweeted several times. So I don't know. Anything is possible. Yeah, I am. I've got a bottle of rum here and a bunch of random soft drinks to wash it down with. Does a Bitcoin miner ETF generally make sense alongside the individual stocks? Wolf still according to plan. Yep, no changes for Wolf. Let's stop do the worrying. And it's in the process of forming a daily cycle low, I believe. Yes, also the ETF did much better performance than I was thinking of. I was kind of doubting it this cycle, but we're going to make it. It's this one, isn't it? It did really well. Way better than I thought it would. Sorry, let me silence this baby monitor real quick. Okay, otherwise that thing's going to beep. Yeah, this ETF did way better than I thought it was going to do. I thought I would kind of be able to outperform it, individual stocks, and it would have just been a lot easier to ride this thing, I think. Bit of a weird shakeout here. That would have probably been hard to deal with in real time, but it did make a repair and probably a cycle low. So, yeah, I mean, assuming we could have stayed on this, I think that would have been a very easy play relative to trading all the individual stocks inside of it. So next cycle, I'm definitely interested in trading this. And look at the relative strength as well compared to Bitcoin. Okay, that is phenomenal, frankly. Congrats on 40k subs. Thank you, bro. Quick question. You mentioned that you're planning to allocate 20% in both TLT. TLT is already 20% allocated, and then another 20% it will be allocated in gold and silver. Yeah. What other sectors? definitely commodities. There'll be some stock exposure. There'll be some Bitcoin and Bitcoin related exposure. And that'll probably be it. Short-term trading opportunities as always in the shorter-term account. There's no email address. I've seen a lot of these. So here, then here, and then view email address. Boom. There you go. You know what? Since we're here, you lazy bunch. Here you go. There you go. I'll put it in the comments. Psychedelic biotech should be a theme for the next few years. I saw that they have been injecting people with DMT, like IV DMT, to keep them in trips for hours instead of 15 minutes at a time, which sounds absolutely wild. I can't even imagine. AI is definitely just another tool of control. I think so. I think so too. Do I like Joe Rogan podcast? I used to, and then after his Spotify deal, I kind of feel like I noticed a pattern change in his behavior. And I don't hold it against him, because if those types of people came to me and said, here's the deal, fit in or we're going to make you and your family's lives pretty difficult, then, you know, your family comes first. So I don't blame him. Don't get me wrong. But no, not generally. Sound is bad. How bad is it? Lag is creeping up. Sound is buffering. All right, let me try and make a change. Okay. Maximize compatibility. Yes. Where's the battery? For goodness sake. Okay, let's try this. Hopefully this will be a bit better. We'll give away something else whilst we're here. Here you go. Here is a new piece of merch for someone to claim. No sound. Bruh. It looks fine on my end. How bad has this been? Sound is fine. You got sound. Lag has stopped, but behind on the chat. I'm always behind on the chat. I'm going to try and be more... People are saying just use 5G. I don't have 5G, bro. I don't have it. We did do a test stream and it did work. Tell me about your DMT trials. I'll be interested to know. Sound works. Okay, fine. So, for the most part, it seems okay. Exit, rejoin. Some people are saying you could try that. You manifested the mug. Good man. Enjoy it. Apparently, don't put them in the dishwasher. Apparently, the logo fades if you dishwash them. Are we drinking shots on a keyword? I mean, you can do. You can do. One day we got to do a bingo, because I know I repeat like 10 things over and over and over again. How to claim the merch. I think you got to be first to the link and then just click redeem and it will come up. Camel, quick one. You own a real estate company and the client is pulling out of the S&P 500. It will take around a month to move that cash into a property. Can that help mitigate losses from the coming crash? Does that fight inflation over time? I don't know. I'm not a property expert by any means. I would think in the worst case scenario, like global recession, black swan, everything's blowing up, then you'll probably see like something similar to what we saw in the C19 plunge, where property prices did crater. But it always comes back fast and hard. At least in the UK, they cannot build houses quick enough to satisfy the demand. So the CAGR of houses is above inflation and has been for a while. And that's all I can really offer there, unfortunately. Why aren't I interested in the AI trade? I mean, I've been playing some of it, but generally speaking, I don't know. You can't catch everything, right? There's only so many things I can be focused on. If you want a PDF, just email me. The watch list I have behind the chat, the stuff you normally see on the right-hand side of the screen here, is way more than I would ordinarily trade. I trade more things because I have a YouTube channel and people always are demanding new things and new stuff finds me that way. But I really think most people would do better by reducing the amount of instruments they trade and learning the fingerprint and the hallmarks of each asset. You know, each asset behaves slightly differently. It has... My goodness. I think you would almost be better in a way to learn the fingerprint of those instruments. Had DMT 3 times whilst there, then you chat with a therapist. Was under for an hour. Wow, that must have been a wild experience. Let's catch up on this chat. How are we doing? Is that... How's the wife and mistress getting along? Yeah. Don't don't put me on blast like this, bro. After Camel talks about UFOs at the World Cup, Elon Musk being an alien in the future, I don't know whether to trust his analysis more or less now. Yeah, I mean, take it or leave it, bro. High performers are often pressed up as tightly as possible to the madless line. Yeah, you can get a PDF if you want one. Just email me. Did you do DMT? No, I've never done DMT. I've never done it. It's probably the only drug I haven't done. But I've never done DMT. Some of us are in the region locked to certain assets. So thanks, bro. I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, that's not for me. Okay. You won the mug and it says unredeemable. No, that must mean someone else won it before you. You know what? Okay, let's have another mug giveaway. Here you go. All right. So it's only redeemable once. So it's the first person that clicks this. I'll show you what it looks like. Hang on, I'll put it in the chat now. Right? Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. It looks like this for anyone that doesn't know. If you go here, you click the link and you can click redeem your gift, right? And then you put in some details and you'll be able to check out. So that's all it is. But only one is redeemable as per this here. There's one of each of these up for grabs. So far we've given away the mugs. Teas will be next. And then a couple of hoodies, I think. What's your email to request a PDF? Go to the About tab of the channel and find the email address. I did also post it in the chat earlier on. Yeah, time doesn't exist. That makes a lot of sense. I've been around a lot of people. I've been the sitter for a bunch of people that have done it before. It's a different experience in and of itself. How many stocks are entering the 4-year lows? How many stocks? I mean, most stocks have their own kind of cycles. I would imagine most of them will bottom around the same time as the S&P 500. Do you think eating raw polar bear liver would be beneficial? I mean, I've never tried it, so I couldn't comment. Mic working? Is it working? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. No comment. Insane how fast that went. Yeah. There'll be more codes coming. Stay vigilant. What's this? Have we already read this? Yep, we read this one. Okay, back to here. Yeah, fine. Any concern trading gold around the 4-year low? Government's manipulating? Nope, we just stick to the system and hope for the best. That's all we can do. Any thoughts on GME? No thoughts, really. Haven't looked at it in a while. Hi, Mel. Congrats. 40k. Does previous hyperwave usually increase the chance of having another one to follow? No, it doesn't. Thank you for the congratulations. All it means is typically you will get a hyperwave complete. And it looks like this. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, Phase 4, and then you get 5, 6, and 7, and 7 returns to Phase 1, right? That would be a typical hyperwave. And there's very specific requirements. It has to be on a weekly time frame. The rise over run, which means all of the percentage gains that are met in Phase 2 have to be replicated in Phase 3 in half of the time, and then the same again in Phase 4. So there's very, very specific structure in hyperwaves. And typically this is how they conclude, right? Once you get to Phase 4, or once you get to Phase 3, I believe the statistic is 70 or 70-ish% of them that enter phase 3 will enter phase 4. And then you get most of them return to phase 1. Okay. Now, there's a caveat to this in that if for some reason they don't return to phase 1, they do what's known as a funky hyperwave, where they bottom slightly higher up and then go immediately into a new hyperwave thereafter. So that's all it really means. We never know if something's going to go into a funky hyperwave or not. But if it doesn't return to phase 1, that's usually a big clue that it could do, or that it will do. How's the solar cycle looking? I haven't checked it in a while. Cliff high 600 silver this year. I wouldn't have thought so, not based on the cycles. It would have to cover an enormous amount of ground for that to be a thing. But 600 later in the decade, like 2030 to 2033, yeah, easy, I think. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Reverse carry trade going on. Could well be. It's not my area, unfortunately. I like to stay in my lane. If I know something, I'll tell you with chest. And if I don't, then I just hold my hands up and say I don't know. I don't really want to speculate on the yen carry trade stuff because it's a bit beyond, well, I say a bit, it's significantly beyond my understanding. I'm not a Forex guy and I don't pay attention to Japan or Japanese rates or anything like that. What return do I expect from TLT? I think it can sweep that high at 150, 160-ish. We'll see. We'll see. I have no real idea of how well it's going to do or how long it will go on for. But I do know the cycles are bottoming, so I'm confident that that, combined with the rate cuts, is going to drive a bull market. Plus, maybe the stocks correcting, everything else that we present on this channel kind of makes sense to me. Hi, Camel. Mara been missed. I haven't been paying attention to Mara since I sold out of it. And that was a long time ago, 5 or 6 months ago. Do we want MSTR to come back down to phase 1? I mean, I do from a price perspective. I think the risk reward there will be great, but will it, go straight into a funky hyperwave? Most likely. So we'll just have to kind of wait for the cycles to guide us in. I don't know about Netflix. Can I cover Sharp Link stock? I've never heard of it. How do you win a PDF? Just email me and I will send you a PDF. And you can get the email from the About tab of the channel. Just wanted to say thank you for what you do. No problem at all. I love it. Since following your system, I've taken so much stress out of my life. Now I'm traveling the world with the missus and on the path to buying some land. Good man. Appreciate it. Keep that risk managed and everything else will fall into place from there. NASDAQ and SPY Dow look quite different. Yeah, I've been noticing this too, and I've been scratching my head over it. I haven't got an answer for it yet. I think we just need to allow some more time for some cycles to play out, and then we'll get to figure out what's going on there. They do regularly diverge, though. So, any of these stocks part of your analysis? No, they're not. No, they're not. Do I buy software stocks? No, not really. Cannot see an email address. Yeah, for some reason, I did this once before. I just could not find it. So here, look, channel homepage, click more, and then scroll down, view email address. There it is. Why don't we just leave this here? Here you go. FTT, what's FTT? That sounds familiar. Is that the FTX token? I don't know, bro. When you're saying the stock market will bottom, is everyone else or only us? I have no idea. I don't actually really pay attention to other people. I just kind of do me. And I think that's the easiest way to do it. Otherwise, you end up kind of conflating cycles with other people's analysis. It gets kind of complicated. Thank you for the congratulations. If it left translates that cycle, could it top before the next halving? Yeah, I would kind of expect it. Well, actually, I don't know when the halving is. I would expect it to top somewhere around month 20, give or take a couple of months. With a toddler, so don't know if I missed any good times, free stuff, but wanted to say congrats. Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it. iShares Treasury Bond TOT, the same. Yeah, roughly equivalent, I would think. Any plans to leave the UK? Nope, I really like the UK. I can complain about a bunch of things, but I'm happy here. Got some altcoins, not at the moment. Long-term account, 20% is allocated to TLT. Thank you, bro, for the congratulations. You asked the exact question in a previous live stream. What's... Yeah, I don't learn, bro. I don't learn. I'm an old man stuck in his ways. Am I learning to sail? No, sailing is not my bag. I've been seriously, when was it? Year before last, the wife and I were seriously debating getting a boat. We wanted to get a flybridge boat. And then she got pregnant. And it was like, oh, I'm really going to take a woman that's 6 months pregnant to sea. That didn't seem like the prime opportunity to enjoy the boat. And then it was like, well, once the baby's born, are you going to take a 0 to 6 month old to sea? Probably not. Probably not going to be able to enjoy it as much. So we kind of shelved it. And now he is 11 months today, actually. So we've started to more seriously consider it again. But I think I'm going to find myself in that same loop because we are going to start trying for a baby soon. And then by the time the next season rolls around, she'll probably be heavily pregnant again. And then, we're right back in that same, do you take a 6 month pregnant woman out to sea? Probably not. Do you want to take a 3 month old baby to sea? Probably not. So I don't know. It might be something that happens later in the decade. Sailing with the sails and the wind is definitely not for me. I'm much more of a burn the fossil fuels kind of guy. But yeah, I every summer when the sun comes out, I watch the videos on YouTube. I watch Aquaholic as well, and I'm like, yeah, this looks really good. But I have yet to pull the trigger. I don't know. Maybe in a few years. Like I said, it's really just I want to be able to justify the cash burn, right? And if I'm going to do that, then having a newborn baby or a very heavily pregnant wife is not really optimal for that. Can we have a question around the dollar bull market? Is it advisable to convert INR to USD? I really couldn't tell you, mate. I really couldn't tell you. I don't track the Indian rupee. I would assume, and it was just a guess, nothing more, that the dollar will probably suffer less inflation than the INR, but I really couldn't tell you. Only visible from the PC. I did post the email address. I'll post it at the end of the stream as well, so you guys can get it there. Mind you, you can see it there though, right? Surely you can literally see it here. Wait, no, here. There you go. camelfinancyt@gmail.com. What's your top 5 crypto to buy this year, next year? Only Bitcoin for now. I think the crypto stocks will probably outperform most of them, to be honest. I don't know about ETH and Link. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll still keep the channel alive, don't worry. Email's there. What's wrong with you guys? Have I bought an underground bunker? No comment. If I did, it wouldn't be smart to say so, right? But no, I don't have one. Breaking previous highs for sure. Yeah, I think so. Any estimate on the value of the next Bitcoin top, left or right translated? No, I mean, I could guess a number, right? I could guess. But what's the point? We can all guess, right? We could all throw a dart and see where it lands. No, I didn't look up whatever that is. Do I think the edge will ever fade? I mean, it hasn't in a long time, so hopefully not. Never say never, though. Launch a boat from the beach or a local port? No, I would want it in a marina so it could be safe and so the wife can enjoy all the amenities. Leaps on TLT. I don't know about leaps, to be honest. It's not my area. Are there any other countries' long-term bonds? I don't know. Sorry. Get a yacht, hire a mediocre sailing crew, good insurance policy. Yeah, I don't know. The wife and I are not the sort of people that would like to be around crew, so it would have to be manageable without crew. JICE going well. Needs more kids for tax reasons. Yeah, I mean, that is one way to do it. It's going to be a weird conversation when he turns 18. I'm like, yeah, so legally you've got all this money, but I want it back. That's the real test of if you build a good relationship with your kid. Can I have that 10 million quid in your account, please? That's legally yours. What's the current status of the JICE? I think it is around 15% annualized return at the moment. And if the wolf trade pulls off, then it should be north of 30% annualized, which was the target for a bear market year. Seems like Bitcoin miners have decided they don't care about Bitcoin. I think a lot of them pivoted to AI. I don't really know. Some of them have surprisingly different looking charts. Hut and Wolf, for example, look nothing like Bitcoin. Yeah, I think the ace up my sleeve never came to fruition. So we can kind of invalidate that. 350k, I mean, never say never. Yeah, Bitcoin miners becoming data centers. I think that's got to be a thing. Who I got winning the World Cup? Portugal. It's coded. Because Simpsons. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's coded in plenty of places. So I put 500 quid on it, and I get 5.5k back if they win. I was actually going to put 5k on it, but my Sky Bet wouldn't let me do it. Probably good, because I was drunk at the time. I don't comment often, but really appreciate a consistent voice and to see it people throwing unbased opinions around. Thank you, bro. I do my best. Tesla robot crew. I don't know about this. The robot thing. I can't wrap my head around robots. Like, why do we keep building humanoid robots? Why do we do that? Like, I can't get... It just doesn't make sense. It's the last thing I would ever do. If I was in charge of a robotics company, the last thing I would ever do is say, you know what, we need, like, humanoid robots. We already got humans by the billions. What do we need a humanoid robot for? Surely it makes more sense to build a robot that can do things a human can't do. Like, why would you replicate a human? Like, to me, I just can't wrap my head around that at all. Marina is the way. Don't go too far out. 20 to 30 minutes. Well, I think my local marina is an hour and a half away. So yeah, I mean, there's that. But that's not that bad, I don't think, if you can spend the weekend on it. Unless I wanted one of those ones that, like, dries out kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. Then I could be closer, I think. But I'm not really sure that drying out... Maybe you can tell me. Is drying out okay for, like, a big flybridge boat? I don't really think so. Probably more suitable for, like, your 21-foot fishing boat type things, right? Even swing mooring? Do you want to swing moor a flybridge boat? Probably not, I'm guessing. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. What do I think about PLTR? I haven't looked, really. Been probably the most boring trade I've ever held, to be honest with you. It did nothing, didn't it? Then it spilled, and now it's bouncing back up, I think, based on some stuff I've seen on Twitter. Yeah, so it's been a super boring trade to hold. Thoughts on the latest job data? I was going to cover that tomorrow in the deep dive. I don't really think anything of it now, because it's just one print, right? Nothing moves in straight lines, right? Stocks don't go up in a straight line. They pull back along the way, or when they're going down, they have counter trend bounces along the way. And it's the same with macro data. So yeah, like right now, I think we're just seeing a counter trend bounce in the jobs data, which will ultimately resolve in the direction I assume it will. What have I done here? I'm just so bad at this. I'm so sorry. I don't know what Figma is. Thank you for the congratulations. Can we put the video about magic up? Nah, that is an art piece that exists in the mind of about 9,600 people. And it's never coming back. I might do another one at April Fool's next year. Egos want to play God. I hope you're talking about Elon and stuff, not me and the robots. I assume you are. Human robots so they can cook, clean. Yeah, but like, we have women for that, dude. I hope you use an exchange. Bro, I'm trying not to get cancelled. I hope you used an exchange for Portugal bet. No, I didn't, mate. I didn't. Because I got 10-1, which I was all right with. We don't really have the exchanges here that I know of, anyway. Love bots. Yeah, that's like, you're a creep, though, if you want a robot for that kind of thing, right? Human form has versatility. Yeah, but we already have humans, right? Some of them are crazy. Some of them can slam dunk a basketball or sprint 100 meters in 9 seconds, right? Like, I don't know. What up, Camel Daddy? Nothing's up, bro. Chilling, enjoying the day. Get a narrow boat. It's not enough space for me, man. It's not enough. They do look nice, though. I will say that. The slow pace of life. Bit of fishing off the end. But, I don't know. I would like a few more creature comforts, I think. When can we finally gamble on Mars property? I don't know. Probably not in my lifetime, is what I'm guessing. So, 2 happiest days of the boat. Buy it and sell it. Yeah, I've heard this. I've heard this a lot. I I can imagine it's probably true. I guess it depends how much maintenance you have, right? And if you buy one within your budget. Like one of the cars I bought has cost me 25% of the value of the car in maintenance and repairs and things that went wrong with it in 18 months, right? So I've owned this car and I've already paid 25% of the price I paid for the car just to keep it on the road. And, you know, I bought the car, it was within my means, so whatever. But I remember often thinking about this, like imagine if somebody bought that same car and went through the same stuff and it was like at the top of their budget, then they would hate this car. They would have had to sell it, right? And I guess it's kind of the same with a boat. Like if you buy the boat and something goes wrong, you're like, oh, that's annoying, whatever. But I guess if you buy a boat that's too expensive for your situation and then things go wrong, you're probably like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So I guess everything is just, that's true of all of life, right? If you can live within your means, it's kind of a superpower. Keep it in the marina summer and lift it out for you in the winter. Yeah. Do you know, by the way, do I have to buy an annual berth and then pay additional fees to dry store it and stack it? Or do I just buy the summer berth at the marina and then add the dry stack? Can anyone tell me this? Over 9,000. I'm not sure what that pertains to. You'll get there in time, bro. You'll get there in time. It takes a long time. It basically, nothing happens for a while and then it all happens at once. That's my experience anyway. Congrats on 40k. Thank you. Glad you could catch some of the watch party. I've been here a couple of years now. Good. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. Didn't expect 10 to 1. Yeah, I got 10 to 1 on Portugal, which I actually think is all right. I don't know nothing about football. And the games I've watched, I've been falling asleep through. I find it quite boring. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to win. Simulation and that. So we'll see. It'll be funny to look back on if that actually happens. Although people keep telling me France are going to win, but I don't know anything about that. You know, there's like 3 women in this chat. Yeah, apologies to those 3 women. I know one of them's called Kat. So sorry, Kat. But she's been here long enough to hear me say obnoxious stuff like this before, so I think she'll forgive me. Camel, how can I use the indicator for Forex? You can, yeah, you can use it for anything, and you can try it. You can try it for free for 2 weeks, so you don't have to actually commit any capital, and then play with it and see if it works for you. You can backtest it using the replay tool and all that kind of stuff. German cars are going in the toilet. Yeah, I mean, for me, the most disappointing. So the Audi has been fine. It's been absolutely bulletproof. I've never had a problem with the Audi. I owned an Audi before this one as well, which was literally never put a foot wrong. And then the AMG just has been nothing but headache. Absolutely nothing but headache. Every few weeks there's something wrong with it. And it's super expensive. Like I just know they pull your pants down every time you take it in there. They're like, oh, that part's expensive. And it probably just comes off of a Polo or something. But yeah, so much for German reliability. I think Audis are really good. I would never hesitate to buy another Audi. And the brakes on the Audis are in a league of their own. I'll say that. The handling generally is something to be improved upon, but you get a lot of acceleration, a lot of power, a lot of creature comfort, really good brakes. And then like for an AMG, you just get a bunch of headache really, but the traction control system, and especially when it's halfway off, ESP Sport handling is better than anything, absolutely better than anything. It allows the perfect amount of slip and it won't let you die, which is like, they call it hero mode. So there's that is really, really good. It makes really good sounds. Yeah. My main gripe with it, though, do you know that this is like something anyone that's owned one will know, right? Like after a hard run, it spools fans to cool the turbos down. So you park it up and it will leave the fans running for like 4 minutes or something to cool the turbos down. Well, when you open the door, it blows all of that hot turbo air straight into the cabin. And every single night I pull up, park the car, open the door, and I'm just absolutely smashed with hot turbo air. And I'm like, why did they do it that way? It winds me up every single time I park my car. So yeah, but other than that, I haven't really got any gripes to pay with it, really. Like, it's been a good car, and it's kind of like the perfect balance between, like, petrol heads know what it is and like it and give you a nod or tell you to rev it, and other people just kind of don't notice it. So it's not as loud as like your supercars would be. Which altcoins are you looking at for the next bull run? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's too early yet. Probably any of the top 10 ones or top 20. I would almost certainly, I don't even know what's in the top 20 at the moment, but I can tell you for sure, I would not be interested in anything outside of the top 20. Boat talk, life is great. In a bear market as well, bro. Come on. Like, this is not just bull market euphoria, right? We're talking about boats in a bear market. Come on. 2K beta or McLaren are quite different for 20% into maintenance. Yeah. I mean, the McLaren's never going to start. You have to buy two. If you're going to buy a McLaren, you've got to buy two, because one of them is not going to start. It just is what it is. But the acceleration is better than almost anything. You can have a PDF. Just email me, bro. You pay every time to move the boat. Yeah, but I mean, that's just part of it, right? Like, that's just part of it. Anyone can have a PDF. Simply email me. You think France? I mean, maybe. We'll see. Portugal is 14-1. Is it really? Wow. Maybe that means they'll give me a chance to cash it out. Should I take the money? There's a theory going around that the World Cup logo colours predict the winner. Yeah, I think that's part of the code, I think. Unscrewing a bottle, rum time. Yeah, you want to hear it? Here we go. German cars over-engineered. Too many things go wrong. Japanese cars all the way. Yeah, but then if you're like me, I'm just being real. Like, the badges carry a lot of weight. I don't really want to be driving around with something with a Toyota badge on the front. I much prefer the Mercedes badge, right? And as I say this, I realize how ridiculous it sounds, because you just exclude all of the reliability of the Japanese cars. There's plenty of Japanese cars that are tunable and are good, don't get me wrong. But consumerism is a thing, right? It really is. If I had any sense, I would sell the AMG. I would. But for me, it's the perfect daily. For me, it's absolutely the perfect daily. I got the saloon version. I got the kid seat in the back, and the other two seats in the back have got a dog blanket cradle basket thing. So I throw the kid in the back corner. I put the dog in the other bit, and the wife goes in the front. And it's lovely. It really is lovely. It does everything. It can be comfortable over long journeys, and it is really fast and will kick the tail out and be exciting when there's no one else in the car. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. For me, it's the dream daily. Some people would say like M3s or M4s, M5s or whatever. I guess some people would want the RS6, but for me, that is like that was always the dream daily. And it has lived up to its expectations. It's just, unfortunately, it's cost me a fortune to run. But it is what it is, right? It's like, I could sell it, but then what would I get? And everyone goes, M3, get an M3. But no, I don't like it. I don't know what it is. I've never been drawn to the M3s. I don't know why. They just don't do it for me. Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, what have I done? I'm so useless at this. Goodness sake. What have I done now? What? It's just like the dumbest thing. Why is it so hard to do that? No. How do I get rid of this? That one? Okay, thank goodness. Oh, goodness me. Are there any sectors you're looking at outside of metals and semis and miners? I mean, I'm always looking around. I think commodities are going to be the leader out of the next cycle. Do you know, I had a Mark II MR2 when I was a teenager. Teenager, early 20s. Mark II MR2. That thing broke down every 2 weeks as well. Maybe it's my driving. Yeah, terrible car. Lift off oversteer in the MR2 was absolutely horrendous. Like, really, really bad. Sorry, I've been waffling about cars. You guys got to correct me when I start going on one. So here you go. Have another link for a t-shirt. Boom. Yeah, I definitely think the car quality is going down. Like more and more weird things keep coming out. RS3, yeah, that's fine for a daily. I think absolutely fine for a daily. And that's the cost of your precious badge. It really is. Yeah. My mechanics and stuff laugh at me every time I walk in. Like, they know there's this mutual understanding. Like, oh, he's back and he'll be back again, right? It's like the dumbest thing ever. It makes no sense. But like I said, consumerism, like, and advertising and all that kind of stuff, it is what it is, right? I feel happier behind one badge than I do another. So, it's silly. Don't get me wrong. I objectively know it's silly, but it is what it is. Life's too short to like worry about these things too heavily, I think. Can you get the indicator for doing absolutely nothing to deserve it? Yeah, if you, at the end, if you comment indicator on the replay video, we will draw 2 people to have it for free. M3s are big, bulky, ugly cars. They're not the same as an early 2000s model. I mean, I went in one. A friend of a friend had one that was tuned. It was stage 2 mapped, and it was absolutely ridiculous. I was sat in the passenger seat, and he was doing some pulls, and even in the wet as well, so it couldn't even do full traction. And it was unbelievable. I was like, my goodness. But they're just not for me. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is, but they just don't do it for me. Like, I enjoyed the ride, but I just could never see myself owning one. Audi Q8, black is best. But these cars don't seem as exciting as they used to. I mean, I think the problem is we've had inflation in 0 to 60 times, right? Like, once upon a time, having a 12 or an 11-second car was like crazy, right? 11-second quarter mile. But these days, like, most people are cruising around in that. Like, it's weird. It's weird how many cars that don't even look sporty anymore just have that kind of insane power now and those insane acceleration times. It's kind of like even like some of those 2-liter engines, 2-liter turbos are making like 450 horsepower, which is just crazy. This is mental, So I don't know. You kind of got to look beyond the 0 to 60 time nowadays, I think, especially when electric cars come into it, because then everyone's like, wow, my Tesla. It's like, yeah, all right. But I mean, it's still a microwave, I don't think the GTC4 has enough practicality, personally. Although, full disclosure, I've never actually sat in one or been up close to one in the flesh, so... Honda S2000, the thing I love about that is the 9K rev limiter. More cars should bump the rev limiter higher, I think. That is a petition I would willingly sign. What 4-year cycle price do we point at to manage risk around? I'm not sure what asset you're talking about, but realistically, we just look for all the same things we normally look for, right? We look for a swing low, a trendline brake, a Brexit cross, a move above the 10 SMA, the camel indicator to pick the low. The more of those we've got, the more confident we can be, and then we just buy. Yeah, see, Lexus, lots of Lexuses are very nice, but again, it's a badge thing for me. Like, I just can't deal with it. RS7 I would happily own, but I also will probably never buy one. But I have no problem with the RS7, just because every Audi, like I said earlier, I've ever owned has been really good. We're about to trade the missus's one in and get a SQ7 because we want the extra space. Whoever got the t-shirt, you're fast. S2000s are great. GT3 RS, a waste of money. Yeah, I've not driven one. I tell you what I do really like, and that is the 911 992 Turbo S. That car has all of the creature comforts and the acceleration and handling. But the problem with being a dad, this is the problem with being a dad, right? It's like you can't put the dog and a couple of kids in the back of something like that. It's like, yeah. What do? You can't have everything, I guess, right? You can be a happy family man, or you can have a bunch of really nice cars. Do I have any thoughts about agriculture as a sector? No, I don't. Nothing against it, but it's just not on my radar. Might have to leave before the end. Yeah, so if you've got to leave before the end of the stream, just simply comment indicator on the replay crew video. And you could do that any time between now and, let's say, Monday. Any chance you get a PDF? Yes, just email me. Got an A35, interior blows any other car away. Yeah, the Mercedes do the interior better, I think. That's one of the reasons I always lean towards Mercedes over BMW. Indicator for run barrel storage investments. Get a Land Cruiser. Nah, that's not my style, but to each their own. Yeah, more naturally aspirated. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, right? More headspace, a higher rev limiter. Okay, like, because we're going the other way, aren't we? We're going 2 litre, big turbo, and then tuning it within an inch of its life. And we need to go 6.5 litre, no turbo, 8.5K redline. Do you trade semiconductors? No, I ducked out of that trade so far too early. I played, where is it? Here, SEMG. Right, we played this dip after the tariff tantrum spill. We added again here, and then it shot up. And this blue vertical line was the day I sold on. So far I sold too early. But I have this habit of once I sell, I just don't really look back. I suppose if what happens next is this, then we can always look at that as, yeah, well, you sold way too early. Something tells me this is probably coming next. In which case, by the time we get down here, then this won't look like such a bad of a sell signal. But I don't know. It rarely happens with me. I'm very much like a push the trade until it becomes unreasonable to do so. I'm very much like, let's keep adding and pushing the buy button until our fingers bleed. Most people tend to criticize my pushing of the trades, right? They're like, oh, you stay bullish too long and then you wait for the top and then you exit or whatever. This time around, I did it complete opposite way. I was just like, I added here, it went up here, and I was like, my goodness, that's the easiest money I've ever made. So I was just like, let me have it. So I just took it. Boosted the account of the JISA, the performance of the JISA, boosted the long-term account, boosted the short-term account. I had it leveraged from here. I had it long-term from down here and here. And it's rare for me to just say, wow, that's enough. And so when I do, I just listen to myself. I was like, wow, yep, this is a good trade. This is easy money. It's like the easiest money I've made in years. So I just took the money. If it obviously goes up here, then I sold way too early. But something tells me it's in the process of forming a top and will roll over. And then this won't, in hindsight, look like the worst sell ever. You can always only sell, though, right? Too early or too late. That's pretty much it. You can never really get the top, right? You can either duck out here and hope that eventually it rolls over, like I said, or you can wait until it's too late. Like, for example, I did with gold. Right, that was a big criticism. A lot of people, because I was still bullish into here, I was still bullish, and then we got the failed cycle. And then here, I said to myself, wait, let me zoom out a bit. Yeah, here, I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm calling it. I'm exiting all positions, and I'm done here, right? And there was a big criticism on the channel, like, oh, I can't believe you're still being bullish after all of this, right? But what they, of course, admit is we were long from here. We added massively here. And then, yeah, we exited here. So in my mind, that's pretty good performance, right? But the only way you get there is to keep pushing the trades. And the other thing people don't understand or they kind of forget about is whilst in here, people go, oh, it's clearly top, like you should exit the trade. And I go, yeah, let's wait and see till a failed cycle comes. They also said the same thing. Here, right? They that's what like the doubters do. They're like, oh, it's top, it's never going anywhere. Yeah, well, that's the top. Yeah, well, that's the top. And they keep doing it. And then eventually they're right. And they go, ha, told you so. But again, my job really is not to worry about the absolute low or the absolute top. My job is to try to catch this bit in the middle. Okay. So if I can do that and catch the meat of the move, I'm happy. Are we giving Bitcoin another shot? I don't think so. I think we'll just keep it short and look for the 4-year cycle low. Do you use spread betting from anything apart from Bitcoin? Yeah, I use spread betting for almost all of my short-term trades. You managed to sell the top with your wife account. It's just fine, just not with mine. Well, 50% right. What commodities specifically do you like? I like all of them, pretty much all of them. I think some ETFs that cover a basket are going to be good. I think energy is going to do well. I think the precious metals, platinum, palladium, are going to do well. Probably uranium is probably, I think, going to do well too. Pipe materials. People ask me about copper almost every day, but it just doesn't do it for me. I don't know why. Like, to me, this is, I don't know. I don't know why. I can't explain it, but this just doesn't do it for me. If we get a massive correction down to like $2, then we can talk. But for me, it's more like this stuff, right? Like, there's a 4-year low due for oil and energy and probably nat gas, right? You know, following the yellow squiggle, roughly speaking. Definitely didn't see this big double pump come in, but it's ultimately making it down where it's supposed to. So something like this, wait, where's that? This is July 26. Cheat this across a little bit, right? Something like this, I think, makes sense. And then all of a sudden, this and energy and oil, like I said, that all makes sense. Petroleum stocks, I would think, are good. The precious metals, like I said a million times. And probably some things I haven't really had on my radar yet. But thank you very much for the 40k. Oh, 365, no way. How's it going, bro? Damn. Thank you very much, bro. I really appreciate it. Glad to see you here. What's the email? It's on the About tab of the page. Click More next to all the links. And then find the email address. Will I likely buy the stock indices in the long-term account, the next 4-year low? Yes, I will. Because one of two things is going to happen here. Right? Let's get my red pen. So we'll turn all this off. Just for reference, here's a 4-year low, okay? And the expected 4-year low is about here. Not in terms of price, just in terms of time, right? So my thought originally was we would come down here eventually, make a 4-year low, and then enter a lost decade, right? Something like this. And so if this is still correct, then getting long out of here and trading this, okay, might seem, well, to some people it might seem like, what's the point if it's a lost decade? But from short-term trading opportunities, that's nearly 100% rally from 4K to nearly 8K, right? So big upside there, especially leverage short-term positions. There'll be daily cycle lows to stack positions on the way up, right? This is a trader's environment if it's going to occur. And then most recently, or more recently, I should say, I've been entertaining the idea that just because this is going extremely right translated, we might have this kind of a quick flush, similar to the C19 flush here, okay? Then another blow off top left translation, which fits the base case for Bitcoin et al., right? And the big kind of bull market in the metals. And then we enter the lost decade. So this is kind of plan B at the moment, but this kind of actually fits more with like Agenda 2030, the Great Reset, all of that jazz. So I wonder if maybe I was just a bit premature on the lost decade. Either way, I think this low should be traded because best case scenario, it goes to new highs like this, okay? And then obviously there's a big bear market and then you can get long out the next 4-year low and trade this. And that's, again, big returns in a short period of time, followed by bear market and then off to a new decade-long run, right? And then worst case scenario is that we don't actually make it to new highs and we just have this kind of lost decade in here, something like that. And then even still, it's worth playing that 4-year cycle low, especially on leverage and adding on daily cycle lows on the way up, just like we did all through this, because that's still a trader's environment. It's only really the buy and hold investors, the DCA crew, that kind of thing that would suffer from a lost decade. But from a trader's perspective, it's happy days, right? I mean, you can see this from the .com bubble. Let's go to a monthly time frame. Here, right? Like, sure, if you're a buy and hold investor in all of this neighborhood, this was a nightmare, right? But if you're a trader, then look at this run here, okay? It pretty much goes up only in a straight line for 59 months, okay? Over 111%, right? Obviously, again, leverage along the way, whatever else, right? Then you get this crash, and then from here, it's up only forever, you know? Or at least until the C19 era. There's bloody October in there, 2018. Wait, that's back here. Where, no, there. And then obviously the C19 plunge. There's a bunch of like opportunity along the way, but you get the point, right? Like, it only hurts if you're a buy and hold investor during a lost decade, right? If you're a trader that can buy the low and then sell a trendline break, right? And then buy the low and sell a trendline break, then, you know, happy days, right? So trader's environment, I think, is you know, the Camel Crew, I guess my point is this, the Camel Crew will do well, I hope and think, regardless of whether we go into a lost decade immediately or whether we've got a new high first and then a lost decade. At what price would I buy PLTR? I'm not sure. Fartcoin, the flight to safety, yep. Gas fees and all that kind of jazz, yep. Anything for XRP, I'm targeting like 25 cents, 50 cents, and then we can talk. Did you miss the giveaway? No, we will do another giveaway now because it's been a little while. Here you go, ready? Boom. Open interest is nuts. Yeah, I mean, I think just let the people try and force a bottom. Let's do the XRP chart. I haven't checked this in a while. I mean, my thought is that it goes... Let's draw a box. My thought is it lands somewhere in this blue box towards the end of the year. And then if it's going to go, it will go. I mean, trend line to confirm the 4-year low, I would think. But there's potentially still another 50% downside. The log monthly chart is a real head scratcher, I think. You know, big range, huge pennant, breakout, retest, and then resumption. Here's the thing I can't get away from, right? Like, I don't know anything about altcoins, let's be honest, right? I'm not an altcoin guy. I don't really care, whatever, as you know. But to me, to put in something like an 8-year pennant, break out and retest it, just to go back inside and range or go to zero, that doesn't sit right with me. I think it's more likely, and I could be wrong, okay, but I don't believe this compression since 2018. I just don't believe that's for nothing, right? I think it's breakout, retest, resumption to some absurd number. Because if it's not, then what we're saying is we compressed for all this time just to do a tiny little breakout and then fade. And I guess it's a market, anything and everything's on the table all the time, right? It's entirely possible that that's what's going to happen. But these big macro structures like this, breakout, retest, resumption, to me seems more likely. And then it becomes a question of, okay, well, what does this imply in the future, right? This implies that this is going to be a serious component of whatever the new system is, right? It's going to be integrated massively into CBDCs or stablecoins or whatever it is. So, I mean, there's nothing in the laws of TA or charts that said it couldn't do this, because it definitely could, right? It could go straight to zero. That's also possible. But like I said a million times, I don't believe this compression followed by breakout, retest, and resumption. Notice how that retest as well touches the 4-year cycle for Bitcoin. I don't know. When you see charts speaking to you like this, typically speaking, I would say you have asymmetric upside risk reward here. So that's my thought. How much weight can you put on that analysis? I have no idea. It feels like I'm almost clutching at straws as I say it. But again, I'm just thinking out loud, right? Big compression, breakout, retest, resumption, and that retest happens to land in a 4-year low. You know, like, has to be worth a shot, I would think. I mean, it's probably going to be a while here before we can actually get the trendline break and the confirmation. I wonder what the monthly Brexit looks like. You know, you see what I'm saying? Because even this doesn't look like much, but from this to this, like, it outperformed Bitcoin by about 2x, right? From the last monthly Brexit cross, we didn't do much by the look of it. So it could definitely go either way. But I don't know. My assumption is this comes next. Now, how high that goes, 1K per XRP? Pff, probably not. Right? Probably not. But on the log scale, it wouldn't look that crazy to me if it was to make it there. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what I have to say about that. I could repeat myself, but there's no point, is there? Rumors are you can use XRP in GTA 6. Really? I don't believe you, bro. XRP to 0 confirmed. I mean, it could well be. Logically, it seems like that's more likely, right? But what if it's not? What if it actually becomes some kind of bridge for the CBDCs? Then the price needs to be higher to account for the amount of daily transaction volume, right? I don't know. I don't know. Do I have any thoughts on the cup and handle formation for silver? No, I don't. I'm not even aware of that. Solana, so people keep telling me every day. When's the last time all of these cycles lined up? I don't know. I've been trading since 2010, and they've never been aligned like they are now. So that's a long time. Whales own 75% of XRP. Yeah, but I mean, you could say that about Bitcoin. Just playing the advocate. I'm not trying to defend XRP, right? Just playing the advocate. Don't think the email is under the about page. It's right here. See this? There you go. This line right here. I'm going to regret this. Last time we did a live stream and we gave away PDFs to anyone that wanted one, it took me like 2 days to respond to the hundreds of emails that came through. Thoughts on GTA 6? I barely know what GTA 6 is. Like, I know it's that Grand Theft Auto game. That's all I know. I don't know anything else about it. I'm not a gamer in any sense of the word. How about ETH? My call on ETH is still for it to fail the 4-year cycle, which is sub 900-ish bucks. And then I think it will put a 4-year cycle low in and present a nice opportunity. Yep, if you want a PDF, email me and I'll send you one. I mean, all video games are kind of a trap, right? Pretty much. Take a look here. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Oh, wait. How did you find it? Reverend Andrew Carter put me onto it. That's how I found it. There are no treasury, though, correct? Biggest in the UK. I don't know the answer to that one. Yeah. Okay, cool. When is your prop firm source coming? So, okay, let me think. Let me choose my words carefully here. First of all, to answer your question directly, it's coming probably very soon. I would think like 2 weeks once we got the new website launched. So it's coming soon. Let's just leave it there, I think. No, I'll say this. The team has been testing it and the results have been fantastic. Let's say that. Yeah. 574 emails. If I had to choose an alt gun pointed to your head, I mean, I hope no one would ever point a gun to my head and ask me to choose an alt. I mean, if I had to, I would choose XRP. But maybe I'm crazy. Am I going to become a prop pimp? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. What we've actually developed is an FU to the prop firms. So, and we're giving it away. We're giving it away to anyone that has the website, and you can do with it what you will. That's all it is. So I'm not affiliated with any props. I'm never going to be affiliated with any props. I have no interest in that. I don't encourage people to use them. Nothing of the sort. We just basically, we made a bunch of money from the indicator site and we were like, what projects can we reinvest this in? So then we took it and reinvested in a bunch of stuff, right? We were like, I wonder if we can make the indicator better. Can we make the website better? Can we add more edge to certain strategies we've got already? Can we automate certain strategies based on cycles? And this is what we took all the money from the website for and just sort of reinvested it into crazy stuff. And one of the things that came up was like, can we break prop firms? And so we took some of that money and invested it into seeing if we could break prop firms. And it turns out we can. And so as an FU to the prop firms, we are going to give away what we found. And then people can do with that what they will. But no, I'm not going to be a prop pimp. Neither am I going to recommend anyone use prop firms or ever be affiliated with one. So no, not quite. It's more of a middle finger up to those guys. We found a way to actually beat them within their own rule set. So we will just give that away to people, and then they can do whatever they want to do with it, really. Is the S&P in a hyperwave? I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. Have you still got the card up your sleeve? No, I think that's invalidated. You can't see the email in the YouTube app. The email is right here. Okay. Did you see OpenAI entertaining giving? Yeah, I did. I don't know what to make of it, to be honest with you. What's on the PDF? It's just everything I know about cycle trading. Barely still small enough for you to actually still answer all the mail. Yeah, I mean, it's right around that sweet spot at the moment. So it takes up some time, but not so much time that it's a problem. You think 15 USD is possible? I mean, that chart kind of implies a lot more, but who knows? How's the gym going? Yeah, I'm still training. I train 4 nights a week minimum. My wife is good to me. I noticed this. I didn't really even think about it. I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to train. She's like, yeah, fine. But then when I get in there, the other guys I train with are like, oh yeah, I managed to sneak away from the wife. Or they're getting phone calls like, oh, the wife's mad at me. I got to jog home. And I realized, like, yeah, my wife is a real keeper, because she's more than happy for me to go and do that. So yeah, I train 4 nights a week on average minimum. The thing is, I'm old now. I'm old. I got like a tendon thing in my hand. I got dodgy knees. So I can't really handle more than 4 nights a week, but I'm very consistent with those 4 nights. Are you guys hiring? No, not at the moment. Much love. Thank you, Hunter. I know you've been a very active member of this community, and I appreciate that. Do you still use the same bottom signals for MicroStrategy, Bitcoin? Yep, same system for everything. Doesn't matter what asset class it is. How do you get access to the website again? Just type in cftrading.co.uk. Yeah, nothing to do with prop firms here, bro. If you don't know what a prop firm is, don't worry, you don't need to, honestly. And that's not me trying to be like mysterious or weird. It's just like, don't even bother wasting your time. Bluey Orange, thank you for your daily comments, by the way, bro. I don't respond to all of them, but I do appreciate them. Sniper has a target of 19 for XRP. Yeah. I mean, I think based on this chart, I think that's conservative. But then again, it kind of doesn't make sense. Like, is it really going to become a multiple $1 trillion asset class? I don't know. There's so much money frothing around in the world at the moment that anything is possible. Will you continue your channel after the next bull run? We'll see. It's a bit far into the future to say that. Will level 3 members get access to this new project? It's on the Camel Finance website. It's completely separate from YouTube. It's worth holding 1,000 XRP. Yeah, especially if it halves in price from here. What else we got? If I had to hold one asset, well, I'm not really the kind of person that would hold just one. It's not about picking the fastest horse. It's about having a stable of high performance. That's what I think. Prop pimps is kind of funny. Do we also... How long have we been going for, by the way? It's been a while, right? Hour and a half. Okay, that's not too bad. Everyone can't find the email as a bot. Yeah, I don't know. Nah, one time I got stuck trying to find it on live stream and everyone was laughing at me. And I was like, where is it? And it was literally like right there. And I was like, where is it? I can't find it. Like, it should be in here somewhere. And everyone was screaming at me like, it's right there, bro. So I guess it's harder to find than it might seem. Can I look at Micron? I think Micron is in a hyperwave violation. But is SpaceX on track? It's a bit too early to say. There's only been like a week or two of price action. So I think we'll review that in a couple of weeks' time. Congrats on 40K. Thank you, bro. Did it give away all the PDFs? No, just email this email address right here and you can have one, bro. What do I think of quant? I don't know anything about quant. Indicator, yeah, comment indicator if you want an indicator, but you have to do it on the replay crew. After the ball, wait, after the next ball run, I'm on a yacht. Might just be me scrubbing the deck though. The email problem is not on the YouTube app yet. I mean, it should be there on screen for everyone to see. Have I given any thought into buying some stablecoin issuer stocks at the lows? Circle is something that interests me. Because it's doing that sort of standard IPO scribble, right? Like pump, dump, range, and then hopefully range break later in the year. So we might have to grab this and drag it up a bit, but I think ultimately something approximating this is going to be the right thing. So yeah, we'll see. Bit more time though, right? 10-year rates, base case. Yeah, no changes. No changes at all. So another lower high so far. Should be ready to roll over. Obviously jobs data, knee-jerk reaction. So that's going to play a part here. But overall, daily cycle low for TLT should be right in the window, I think. Turn this on. Yep, right in the window. So this should get a pivot soon. And then we'll be continuing to roughly approximate my yellow squiggle there, I imagine. So no real changes, right? It's taken a long time. I admit that. Casper. It's been a while since I looked at this. Oh no. It's down 95%. 88%. Wow. I mean, if you're lucky, it goes like this, doesn't it? And then breaks. If you're lucky. We'll see. AI query suggested the 4-year low for gold is already in. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. For that to be a serious consideration, it would need to break out of this trend line. And it's not even close to that yet. So I don't think so. What did you miss, Scoobs? Not much, to be honest. Just hanging out, just chilling. It's been an hour and a half. Should probably give away some more stuff. Okay, so if anyone wants a hoodie, you can click this link right here. Boom. Thank you, bro. I tried to be as consistent as possible. Admittedly, since I've had the 4G, the upload time is a lot longer than it was before. So you probably have noticed the upload time has been pushing and pushing further back. But hopefully that will be over soon. How many brokers do I use? A handful. Curious what I think of per. Don't know what that is. Where on the website will the anti-prop firm Swordsbury be released? There'll be a tab probably on the left-hand side once you log in, but give it a couple of weeks for us to complete the migration. Any opinions on Sam Altman's WorldCoin? No. No opinion. Don't know about BMNR really. Yeah, these are exciting times for sure. Yo, a 70-day count. That sounds more like 2 counts chained together, but it could be that. Yeah, Casper, I don't know. The people affiliated with Casper was this thing that set off my spidey senses. Members, level 3 members literally just get a video a week and live notifications of my trade with the entries and stop loss levels. How can you guys redeem it so fast? Yeah, I don't know. Some people must be lightning quick, right? BCB, I checked in on one of his videos the other day and he's calling for a bottom pretty much right here, right now. I think he's calling for either the bottom to be in or for us to one final lower low and then go to a new bull market. But that does not fit with the cycles at all. That would be like a weekly cycle, one daily cycle, and then a new bull market. Is that likely? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think he's been publicly accumulating, which I think sets him up for getting wrecked here. So I don't know. I mean, he could be right, but I'm not convinced he is here. I don't know about that. Congrats to people getting goodies. Yes, indeed. Time to buy a new chair. Yeah, I'll get one. I'll get one when I move house, and then we'll write it off. You and Tony the Ball have completely different takes for the next ball run. He's banging on about post-decade all-time high. Yeah, I mean, it's not really my problem or business. You know, he can do whatever he wants, and everyone else can do whatever they want. And I'm going to stick with my cycle system. And so far, it's serving me okay, right? Like, this is more or less what's going on, and this is still more or less the red squiggle, just from a bit lower down. So it's not really an issue for me. I'm just going to stick with me and kind of ignore everyone else. Do you think you'll be taking any leverage entries on TLT soon? I mean, probably not until we've got a fully established uptrend. Once we've got... So if we do something like this, okay, and then break out, then here, yes, then we can start using the indicator to find daily cycle lows. But at the moment, there's no point, because it could go sideways in a range for months. So I don't really want to hold leverage positions whilst we're still chopping around. Hey, Camel, I know it might not be in your interest, but could you look at GIS? I don't know what GIS is, sorry. I bet one guy with the system is redeeming all the gifts. Probably, yeah. What assets are good in recessions? I don't know. Not at the moment, anyway. My cognition is significantly impaired at this stage. Did you look at Solana? Nah. But Solana backwards is anal OS. How are you buying TLT? See episode 1 of the Jita playlist. Email doesn't show the mobile app, but browser shows it fine. Yeah, it's there. It's right there. Where are we? I've lost my place. Casper, is it good altcoin? I don't know about Casper. Something about it doesn't sit right with me. You won the hoodie, but it says gift is unavailable. That means someone beat you to it, brother. When am I doing another collab stream? I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm really not sure. It's becoming increasingly difficult to find time, because everyone else I'd normally collab with is in a completely different time zone to me. And then, given that I've got a 11-month-old and everything else going on, it's kind of difficult. You're behind just on the bit about boat. Your river mooring at the marina is 3.5k for a 30-foot cruiser and includes a hard standing main. But the boat lift is like 800 quid out the water. Yep. And it's like exponential, isn't it? The more feet you add, it gets exponentially more expensive. What would convince you from this point the low would be in for Bitcoin? I mean, all of the same normal confirmation signals would do it. Yeah, you got to be quick to get the redemption on the code. I don't know anything about that parade. Thank you, bro. MSTR bottom sooner than Bitcoin. Can that happen again? It could do, but I think it needs to spill harder and faster than it has done. Thank you for the congratulations. West Coast of the US just waking up and joining. Nice. BCB did pretty well with calling the top when no one did. Yeah, that's not entirely true, though, because BCB called the top here, right? Said 702 retrace back to new lows. So there's that. What's with the email? I don't know what you're talking about. Where's it gone? That's just for a PDF if you want a PDF. Kimo Zabi. I haven't heard from Kimo in a while, actually. Gifts redeeming within seconds. I mean, yeah. First come, first serve, right? Do I see the July 1st low on Bitcoin was an inversion? It's a little too early to say, I think. Let's have a look. How many days in are we? It definitely could be. If it was to rip up here now, then yeah, I would say that's an inversion. Could I review IREN? I haven't looked at IREN in a while. Yeah, so I was cautioning members about buying this breakout because I was saying, like, where's your R&R? How do you calculate it? Could form a lower high, could just sweep this high, could sweep this high, could go to new highs, but like it's difficult to calculate the R&R. And so I guess if you were to take this trade here, stop below the low, then 2.84, yeah, R&R's not there. So happy days, I suppose. I mean, it looks to me like it's on its way to a 4-year low, same as everything else. BCB called top at 70k. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to talk on BCB, to be honest. You appreciate what we do, thank you, bro. What kind of sword, brother? If this is that ninja sword thing again, man. I would love to have Archaics on. I don't know if he'd be willing to come on. It seems like he's just doing his own thing. Don't know about that. Camel, some time ago you said clear debts and get finances in order for what's coming. Yeah, I mean, and look at what's happened to rates, right? But the base case is for rates going lower. Yeah, rates should go lower, and that should be your final opportunity to get the rates locked in. Sword guys back. I know, mate. Tell me about it. Like, what do I even say about this? How late are you, Strats? I would say you are pretty late at this point. We are 1 hour and 47 minutes into a 2-hour live stream. But you can watch it on the replay crew. How's Auntie doing? Yeah, she's good. I haven't spoke to her actually since she was telling me to buy oil. But she is coming to visit in August, early August, I believe. So that should be cool. Might have a daily cycle low. Yep, there'll be a few daily cycle lows for gold, but give it some time. Any comment on the shape of... I don't know what that is. Nasdaq looks top. It could be. Has it broken out yet? It looks pretty rejected so far, doesn't it? That's not a good look. So on our way to a new cycle low. What about the S&P? Tentative breakout. Yeah, we'll see. Right, we'll see. Looks like a lot of pharma biotech are pumping. Nah, not really. I don't really want anything to do with any of that stuff. You can have a PDF, just email me. Email address is there. How is Slice different than level 3? Well, level 3 we get trade setups, notifications, extra videos, and Slice is for weekly Q&A and chart request videos. What about those Schmieters? I don't track them, to be honest. Besides nanocycles, Wyckoff, Elliott waves, on-chain. What do you think about the upcoming Bitcoin forks? It's not been on my radar at all, to be honest with you. I don't even really know what BIP 110 is about, but I've been in the Bitcoin space long enough to know that you don't have to really concern yourself with this stuff. It kind of just always works itself out. There is no email on the phone app, maybe the desktop. Yeah, the email is right there. Okay. For the 11th time. Can you spank your aunt, pause, for being wrong about oil? Nah, bro. She's my favourite auntie, to be fair. She's absolutely mental, but she's my favourite auntie. There's no Mag 7 anymore. It's Mag 8 with SpaceX. Is it? How is SpaceX doing? All right. So the question really is it this? And then sideways and then off, right? Or is this just 1, 2 up there and then we do it? Too early to say, for sure. We'll find out soon enough. You still planning on buying some USD, waiting for the dollar milkshake to play out? Not at the moment, to be honest with you. Not at the moment. I'm not too concerned because we're so close to the cycle lows now that I don't really think it matters for me personally too much. SpaceX does not look like it's going to pump hard. I mean, who knows? Who knows? It's way too early to say. It could be like, I don't know. It could be anything. Rates are a trigger from the trend reversal. Okay. Wait. Is Auntie still taken? Maybe. The reason I'm laughing is she is what's it, is it a Black Widow? What is a Black Widow? Wait, is that what it's called? Black Widow. Oh, is this some weird film? Fuck's sake. Primarily refers to a highly feminist species. No. Wait, figurative. Okay. A Black Widow paints herself a woman who intentionally causes the death or financial ruin of her husband's. That seemed a bit strong. I wasn't trying to. Anyway, what I was trying to say is, Auntie has had about 4 or 5 husbands, and she's gotten richer off every one. Let's say that. When I said she's mental, I really meant it. So, is Auntie still taken? At the moment, she is, but I would not recommend playing with that crazy woman. She's nice to me. That's the funny thing. She's nice to me. So, it's my favorite Auntie, but she is tapped. Collab with Waters Above. I don't know. It could be interesting, but I think we would disagree on a lot. Did you notice that CERN got shut down? I did, but I don't know if it implies anything or not. I know last time it happened, things went west, but would that happen again? We'll find out. I know this stream has just gone to all manner of weird places. It would be great to see yourself and Simon Dixon talking. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's... I don't know. Fake space. Another Matrix attack. This stream has been so jank. All right, how many prizes are left to give away? I think we've got one more prize and then the indicator. So we'll copy and paste that ready to go. Wait. Copy. Yeah. Okay. Thoughts on SanDisk? I imagine SanDisk will violate a hyperwave and return to phase 1. That's my thought. If a big crash is coming, is our money safe in brokerage accounts? You never really know, do you? You never really know. He'll talk to anyone. Who? Simon? I think me and Simon are cut from different cloths personally, but when's the 4-year low for the merch? I don't know. Fewest open tabs you've seen on the screen. Yeah, it's true. It's true. We are pretty low on tabs. But don't worry, because tomorrow is a deep dive, so we'll bulk it up. Is Simon Dixon the same guy I'm thinking of? I'm sure this has happened every other live stream. Is it this guy? I'm sure it's this guy, you know. Hang on a minute. Bro, he's been about, my goodness, 15 years. So, hang on. Let's think about how many years ago it was. I'm sure. Hang on a minute. I'm going to eventually make a point. 6 years. Wait, 5 years. It must have been before this. Nah, it must have been... Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. I'm sure I did this last time. Maybe I'm getting him confused with someone else. Couldn't have been 3 years ago. Must have been more than that. Who knows, man? Who knows? I feel like it is this guy. Yeah, I'm sure it's him. Wait, I will find it. Or I won't. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm confusing him with someone else or not, to be honest. Indicator, did you win? No, you have to wait for the replay of this video after the live stream has ended. Comment indicator, and then we will draw a winner on Monday or something. I think that's what we'll do. He wrote the first ever book on Bitcoin. Mate, I think I'm getting him confused with someone else, to be honest. I'm sure we did this in the last live stream as well. Yeah, you can't really do TA on this, right? That's not possible. I've lost my place. Wait, hang on. We're recapping. Okay. I think we're bringing it back. Strange Monkey. Hello, bro. When are the aliens coming? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. And the more time goes on, the more I think it's actually possibly some just government psyop. Indicator. Yeah, don't comment indicator in here. Comment indicator on the replay crew. So you got to wait for the stream to finish, then go to the video, then comment indicator. So yeah. That should be that. All right, how long have we been doing this? 1 minute, 1 hour, 57 minutes. All right, so we'll hang around for another 3 minutes, I think. We will copy and paste this one last code. All right, so here's your final chance to win a bit of merch. Right there. Boom. And then I think we'll wrap this thing up. So I think I'll just finish by saying this, right? Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the 40k subs. Thank you for everything, frankly, right? All the community jokes, the AI songs and images that people post, for participating, for commenting every day. Thank you for sitting here and giving up your time to enjoy this weird live stream of just some daytime drinking Camel talking about all kinds of random stuff. I hope some of you managed to get some merch. I know that at least 9 or 10 of you should have. And then once this stream ends and the video is uploaded to YouTube, do come back and comment indicator, right? Comment the word indicator on the live stream. And then on Monday, we will draw a couple of winners for the for the annual package for the indicator, which is worth $500 and something, I believe. Yeah, so do come back and do that. Otherwise, just again, thank you so much for the support. We are starting to climb again, so hopefully 50k subs is not too far away. And yeah, other than that, I guess all the standard things apply, right? Manage the risk, wait for the confirmation, hunt those cycle lows, and there should be some pretty good years ahead for the Camel Crew, I would think, right? If even half of these ideas are correct, right? If we get this big crash and a 4-year cycle low, short term, we've got a trade set up here, right? We've definitely got that. And then a big 4-year cycle low coming. For the metals, something approximating this should be coming, okay? And then again, massive opportunity for Bitcoin, something approximating this should be coming, right? And then again, massive opportunity, same for the likes of MicroStrategy and all that kind of stuff. And in the meantime, I'm sure I'll find a bunch of other stuff we can trade and enjoy. So daily cycle low on Wolf probably forming any day now, I would think, according to this. Yeah, look at that. All right in the window. So getting ready for that. TLT, again, should be a big markup campaign, although probably a few months away from seeing it, right? But overall, we've been doing extremely well, I think. So I guess if we can just continue to do what we've been doing, then everything should be fine. So again, a massive, massive, massive thank you to all of you for being here and for all of the support. I really appreciate all the daily comments and for you giving up your time to come to the live stream. Like I said, once this is done, comment indicator on the replay video. And on Monday, we will draw a couple of winners. So until then, God bless, right? Enjoy your weekend. Have a fantastic weekend. Do come back and see the weekend deep dive tomorrow. And of course, if you're a level 3 YouTube member, then we will do a level 3 YouTube members video tomorrow as well. Otherwise, I'm wishing you all the best. Have a fantastic weekend. Take care. Cheers. Bye.